Hank here for free podcast tools, and this time I want to challenge you and tell you I don't believe content is king when it comes to the 5 pillars of content creation. At number 5, I have consistency. Consistency can't be high on the list because there are countless podcasts I'm subscribed to that post shows whenever they post shows. Since I'm subscribed, when I see their content show up, I tune in. Many of my subscribers know on this channel that I post sporadically. That's because I work a full-time job, have a side hustle, run a podcast network. I'm also a filmmaker and have other hobbies. So time is not always my friend. Next on the list, I would place quality. While quality should be a box that's easily checked off, most people don't make it their defining factor. Heck, look at this channel's origin. When I first started, I didn't know anything about editing or recording video. Sometimes I wonder if I've learned anything at all. However, I keep moving forward and trying to make small improvements here and there. I listen to numerous audio podcasts and check out a lot of YouTube channels that just do not have quality figured out. Sometimes they'll be this far away from the microphone for the entire video. I put content at number 3. I don't believe content is king, and I don't believe content is second on the list. Content is a dime a dozen. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of YouTube channels that review microphones. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of Game of Thrones podcasts. So content is a dime a dozen. Add a penny, get another dozen for free. As we move up to number 2, please subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. This is where I think you start to make your hay. At number 2, I have concept. When it comes to the concept of your channel or your podcast, I like to do something I call double filtering. Take, for instance, my House of the Dragon fan podcast. Now that's a House of the Dragon fan podcast. That's number 1. And then number 2, in under 60 minutes. Try to keep it 40 to 50 minutes long per episode, whereas many other House of the Dragon fan podcasts are an hour and a half, are 2 hours, are 3 hours long. We try to keep ours very concise and just hit the high notes, and people appreciate it. We've gotten as many as 7,500 downloads per episode, so it's something that helps us differentiate our podcast from the tidal wave of other House of the Dragon fan podcasts out there. That's why you'll notice on this channel I've sprinkled in previews of products, breaking news when possible, other stuff to kind of mix things up that you're not going to get from every single other channel out there. So a good concept can go a long way to differentiate your content from someone else's. And lastly, what I do think is king is charisma. It's that certain je ne sais quoi that you just can't put your finger on. One of the dictionary definitions for charisma, a special magnetic charm or appeal. Charisma is easily the main factor on why we subscribe to certain YouTube channels or podcast audio feeds. Consistency, quality, and content are those generic broad factors we're looking for, while concept and charisma are the defining elements that make can't miss content, in my opinion. Whether you agree or disagree, chime in the comments down below with your top 5 in the order that you think they fall in. I don't mind difference of opinion, so chime in down below. As always, thank you.